Another component is the GPU, and this provides a dedicated graphics when gaming. Obviously, this is the most important. This is probably the most expensive part in your build. I usually allocate about 30 to 50% of my budget towards the GPU. Things I look for is PCIe version. Usually I try and keep that the same as my motherboard, but it doesn't really matter. You can still run like PCIe 3 GPU on a PCIe 4 board. Another thing I look at is the physical size. If I'm looking for a 4090, it's big, so I want to make sure it fits in my case. Another thing I look at is like core clock speed to measure how fast your graphics processor processes graphics. Another thing is VRAM or video RAM, and so having more VRAM allows for more graphics or textures to be stored. The higher the better. And the next thing is VRAM speed, and so obviously the higher the speed, the faster it can render those stored graphics and textures. And this is going to make your game smoother. There are other features like DLSS and ray tracing and all that stuff. That doesn't matter about compatibility, so research that on your own. Those are just additional features. One thing to note, that if you get an AMD CPU, you don't need an AMD GPU. You can do Intel, NVIDIA, and AMD, doesn't matter what CPU.